and find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world we're in. This is another scene for Unmask Orlando, the Werewolf the Apocalypse venue. This evening's scene takes place just before the raid on the hive of the Black Spiral Dancers. This is actually a little bit before the arranged meeting between some of our Guy and Garu and the Black Spiral Dancers themselves. As Scott has some introductions that need to be made.
No, actually, I'll just... There we go. Okay. Seeker is a bit nervous to meet...
Scott is also fairly nervous about this. But he is holding her hand as he approaches where Sebastian and Samara are going over exit strategy and whatnot for getting out of the diner.
They're probably, sitting on the couch?
Yep.
Yeah, they're sitting next to each other on the couch trying to figure out how the hell they're going to get out of the diner fast enough after they... Yeah. Sebastian's not entirely sure how it's going to go down, which kind of leaves him uneasy.
Samara is also fairly uneasy about the whole situation, but she needs to do this.
Yeah. All Sebastian knows is that he wants to get Samara's daughter out of there.
And that would be about when Scott approaches with Seeker holding her hand.
Sebastian looks up.
Kind of smiles a little bit at Sebastian.
Sebastian smiles back to Scott and looks between him and Seeker. And Seeker kind of blushes when Sebastian looks at her.
So... I don't really know where to start.
Sebastian kind of gives a bit of a smile to Scott. Well, you're holding her hand, so I'm assuming...
Yeah, we're not doing that, but...
Seeker kind of bites her lip.
I feel a connection with her.
Sebastian will nod. Well, you are certainly free to explore that.
He smiles a little bit.
Seeker is sort of looking between Sebastian and Samara.
She looks over at Sebastian.
Sebastian He looks at Seeker and he recognizes her. He knows who she is. Um, she actually spent a good amount of time around Alyssa when she was there, but he never really got a chance to meet her properly. He was too busy doing other shit.
Mm-hmm. Samara has absolutely no idea who she is.
Seeker, she'll take a bit of a step forward. I'm Seeker of the Ancient Ways. I was born on 4 legs under the crescent moon. I'm an Adrian of the Uktena and was recently given the position of Right Master.
Samara smiles. Samara Ivanov, deeded Chainbreaker. Born on 2 legs under the crescent moon, and I am a foster of the Shadow Lords.
She'll smile and extend her hand out to her.
Samara will take her hand and shake it. She does have a very distinct Russian accent. I'm not going to do it because if I tried, it would just be terrible and offensive, and we're not going to do that.
Right, though. Seeker doesn't have much of an accent to speak of, but her speech is very deliberate because she's lupus.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'm not speaking that way, she is. But I would guess if she had some sort of accent, it would probably be whatever the accent is around the area because she's been there long enough. She would have picked it up.
Oh god, it is a very, very southern accent.
Well, okay, maybe not quite that then. Where's she? She's from California, so Northern California.
Oh,
They
jeez.
don't have much of an accent there either. So she might have just a slight southern twang to her voice, which would be really cute, actually.
I'm working on it.
And Sebastian will introduce himself to Seeker. Sebastian Gonzalez, stated Questions of Stars. Born on 2 legs under no moon. I am a Athro of the Shadow Lords and a member of the Elder Council. And he looks to Samara and smirks like, see, I remembered.
Yeah, he did remember that time. Impressive.
Seeker nods. It's nice to officially meet you, Sebastian Raya. She doesn't finish the sentence, but he knows, and he just nods. I know, you spent a lot of time with my wife. She nods a bit sadly, and she steps back and takes Scott's hand and squeezes it.
Yeah,
You can tell that she's really fucking nervous.
Yeah, he just squeezes her hand gently. So when do we leave?
He looks at the time. We should probably go soon.
He nods.
He looks at Scott. You can drive pretty well, right?
Yeah, pretty good at it.
He looks to Samara. What do you think?
If someone else shows up, he won't be able to protect himself. Not against Tagaru.
He points to Seeker. She can come too.
True.
Seeker just looks at them a little confused, like, what is going on? We may as well tell them if we're going to involve them.
May as well. We are drawing 2 elder black spiral dancers away from the hive to give the ones who are going in a chance.
Seeker nods slowly.
And we have been trying to figure out all day how we were going to get out of there.
Seeker will look at Scott.
I'm down to drive.
And I'll go to help protect you in case something happens. Sebastian smiles.
Let's get out to the van. We need to get going.
Sebastian takes Samara's hand. Okay, let's go.
And they head out to the van and drive to the diner that Samara arranged the meeting at.
And I would venture to say that the 3 of them are already there waiting.
Oh, yeah.
And Seeker and Scott stay in the van and basically just wait for them to come back out.
Yep. And the second that Samara walks in, her heart just feels like it's going to stop when she sees her daughter.
Demi will look at her when she walks in, and she feels this pull to her. And she looks at both Dimitri and Victor. Is that her?
Dimitri nods. That's my Elena.
She nods. Can I go to her?
Yes, but be careful.
I know. And she cautiously approaches Samara.
Samara is absolutely trembling.
Sebastian is right there with her. And Demi comes up to Samara and she'll say, "Hi."
Hi.
Um, I think I look like you.
You do. Very much so. She is fighting back tears right now.
Demi gives her a hug.
Nope, that does it. The tears just start to fall as she hugs her tight against her.
Yeah, she hugs her tight, and she even tears up too. Um, Victor just watches this, and he's keeping his eyes right on Sebastian.
Oh yeah, Dimitri's eyes have not left Sebastian, with a few exceptions to look at Samara.
Mm-hmm. And Sebastian just looks at them both, and he recognizes both of them.
Oh yeah, because he's a bringer of light. He's
Uh-huh.
dealt with these two before.
Oh yeah. Demi looks up to Samara. Are you coming home?
That place never felt like home to me.
But Daddy misses you.
There is so much that she wants to say about that, but she doesn't because she doesn't want to hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
She will eventually tell her the truth about everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. But she is, for all intents and purposes, is actually pretty innocent. So,
Mm-hmm.
with a few exceptions, but overall, as far as like life experience and things like that, she has no fucking idea. um, she just knows that she wants her parents together, just like any other teenager.
Yeah. Which would be so much, less complicated if her parents weren't twins.
I mean, right though. About that time, Dimitri's phone rings.
He growls softly. He really doesn't want to answer this right now. He has things that he needs to get off his chest. Oh, Sebastian.
Sebastian glares at him.
Say hi to Avery for me.
He growls. No.
You'll
I
have to
will
tell her
not.
that I miss her sitting on my lap and playing piano.
He growls again. He takes a rage for that.
Oh, and that pretty little niece of yours, the one who ripped my men apart.
He growls again. Leave them both alone.
The way she squirmed when my fingers were inside her.
Oh, yep, that's another rage. It's a really good thing he's a ragabash.
Mm-hmm.
It is taking every ounce of will he has not to go over there and tear him apart. You shut your fucking filthy mouth right now.
Avery squirmed too, but she didn't like it as much as Harmony did.
Shut up. He is absolutely shaking.
Samara moves one hand off of Demi's back and takes Sebastian's hand.
He takes her hand and he squeezes it.
I'm assuming Dimitri's phone doesn't stop ringing. They keep calling.
Oh yeah, they keep calling. Victor's phone will actually ring a few times too, which he'll ignore. They'll go at one point. Both of their phones are ringing. Victor puts his on silent. But Dimitri's phone is blowing up.
He stands up, then moves over to Samara.
Sebastian, he really wants to put himself between the two of them. He actually puts an arm around her.
She doesn't belong to you, Shadow Lord.
She doesn't belong to you. She doesn't belong to anyone. She is her own person.
She is my soulmate.
She has her choices. You would do well to respect those if you actually fucking love her like you claim.
You'll come back home soon, my dear. He reaches up and touches her face and runs his thumb along her lower lip. And it takes everything she has not to bite his fucking thumb off.
Sebastian growls and is taking everything he has not to rip his arm off.
Samara is trembling. And there is actual fear in her eyes.
Demi looks up and looks between them. Why are you scared, Mummy?
Because those nasty Gaians brainwashed my darling Elena.
She actually... Demi will actually take a step back. They did. Victor will eventually answer his phone because it doesn't stop.
The only brainwashing is what you've done to my daughter, you monster.
I'm not brainwashed. Victor comes over and taps Dimitri.
He looks over at him.
We have a very serious problem.
Problem.
We're being attacked. Now.
His eyes narrow. He actually grabs Samara by the throat and slams her against the wall. Treacherous little whore.
Sebastian will then grab him and take him away from her. You leave her the fuck alone. You want to fight? You take me. You leave her alone. You do not put your hands on her like that. Ever.
She's pulled you into her web, too. How funny. I should just kill you right here. But I won't. I'm going to let you live. You're going to watch me take everything you love, everything you hold dear. I started with your wife.
He slaps him across the face. Hard.
He takes a rage for that, but he doesn't respond. Actually, I suppose technically I started with your daughter.
The only reason that I don't rip your throat out right here is because your daughter is right there. And I won't do that to her. But we will face off again, and I will have my revenge against you.
He just smirks and moves over, grabs Samara, kisses her, and pushes her back to Sebastian.
Sebastian takes her into his arms. Demi has retreated. She's hiding under a table.
Let's go. Did you call Maxim?
Yeah. I told him to get Vanessa out.
Good.
We gotta go.
Yes, we do.
Victor spits in their direction, growls and narrows his eyes. You haven't seen the last of us. We're just getting started. And by the way, Elena, I am your father.
My name is not Elena. It's Samara.
No, it's not. And he just gives her a very sadistic smile before grabbing Dimitri and leaving because they have to get the fuck out.
Yes, though Dimitri is trying to get back to Demi. We can't leave her.
Demi is actually looking for a way out because she's seeing everybody fighting and she doesn't want any part of it.
Samara is going to come over and kneel down. And extend her hand.
She'll reach out and take it. I'm scared.
It's okay. It'll be all right. I promise.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, there's probably now a distinct handprint on her throat.
She looks to Dimitri and bites her lip. And then looks back to Samara.
Because that's who he is.
He hurt you.
He always did. That's why I wanted out.
I want to go with you.
She nods and just hugs her.
She hugs her tightly.
Now.
She jumps into her arms. And luckily, they are right by the door.
Yes. And they are going to GTFO.
Yep.
And
Sebastian.
And fucking Scott is going to floor it.
Yep. Sebastian hops into the van. Victor and Victor tries to take off after them, but they were too far away from the door.
Oh, God. I should probably roll Frenzy for Dimitri.
Probably.
Good thing his rage isn't terribly high.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a Ragabash. It is what? Fucking...
let's see.
September 21st.
Oops.
2000. Lunar phase. The 21st was last quarter, so quarter moon.
So diff 7 to frenzy. And he's not a Theurge, so...
Nope. Yeah, only one success. He's fine.
Yep.
He's pissed, but you're fine. But yeah, and Scott drives back to Sept.
The Sebastian is absolutely shaking.
Oh god, so is Samara. She is not mentally in a very good place right now.
Mm-mm. After, Sebastian finding out what he did to both his daughter and his niece, yeah.
She is just holding Demi for the moment.
Yeah, Demi is clinging to her, but then it's not very long before she starts sort of questioning her decision, like, because she's been brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she looks very confused and torn. Like, I saw him hurt you, but she shakes her head. She's like, everything that she knows is just,
Her entire worldview has now come into question.
oh, absolutely. Yep. She's like, but I don't think she's probably never seen Dimitri be violent before.
No, he's never been violent towards her.
So, and he's probably been careful about being violent towards others in front of her. So
Mm-hmm. He
he,
carefully crafted his persona in front of her.
mm-hmm. So she'll say to Samara, maybe he didn't mean it. We could go back and talk to him.
He very much meant it.
But he's never done that before. He's always been nice and caring, and he makes me feel good.
She's gonna take a rage for that.
Mm-hmm. So, probably so is Seeker and Sebastian, because they both know what that means. She kind of just curls up because she doesn't know what to do now.
Samara is fighting very hard not to cry. Because she had a feeling of, what Dimitri was doing, but
Yeah, the fact that she just confirmed it.
I shouldn't have left you with them. I should have stayed.
She just kind of looks to her. Daddy would have been much happier if you were there. He said they took you away.
I left of my own free will.
He said they took you away and they changed how you thought. They brainwashed you.
No. I left because your daddy is a cruel man.
She just, yeah, she's just kind of like, I don't know, her brain's a little melted. Because she is fairly naive for the most part. Because she's never seen him be that way before today. Where, where are we going?
We're going to the Sept where Sebastian and I live.
Okay. Um, Demi she'll cautiously lean against Samara.
She will very gently wrap her arm around her.
And she stays quiet for the rest of the ride back.
And when they get back, they have to perform all the rites of cleansing.
Yep, which Sebastian and Seeker both have, obviously. And
As does Samara.
Yep, so all of the cleansing on Demi. Fortunately, she has not danced the spiral, so it's just a simple, well, quote, simple rite of cleansing, but it takes a lot, but not, it wouldn't be like a normal cleansing for a spiral gar since she hasn't actually taken the spiral rite of passage. Demi looks around where they are. She's really only ever seen swampland before, so
Yeah, there are lakes, and it is quite beautiful on Sept.
so she takes that in. She's never really seen that before. And as they walk in, Seeker holds Scott's hand.
Scott will wrap his arm around her.
She'll smile. She'll whisper to him, I think we're going to have our work cut out for us with this one.
He nods. Sebastian, should we introduce her to Bailey?
She's a cub, so yeah, we should.
She nods.
Demi will look at them. Who's Bailey?
He's Sebastian's son. He's the den father.
What's den father?
They help teach the cubs.
She kind of furrows her brow. Teach what?
She's trying to figure out how to best explain it.
You know, being raised in a hive, she doesn't know a damn thing.
Nope. And Samara is still, fairly new to all of this. She's only been out for 6 years.
Yeah, Sebastian will look to her and he'll say, the way that we do things here is different than what you're used to. You are a cub, which means you haven't had a rite of passage, and you will have the opportunity to choose what tribe you want to belong to. You don't have to be part of what you were born as. We would prefer that you don't. But Bailey will teach you about it, about all of the different tribes and what their philosophies are, and you can choose which one you want to be in. And she'll consider that for a moment, and she'll look to Samara. What tribe are you?
I'm a Shadow Lord, like Sebastian and Bailey.
Shadow Lord.
Yes.
And she'll look over to Seeker. Do you have a tribe? Seeker will smile and she'll nod. I do. I'm in a tribe called Uktena. Demi will furrow her brow. And she'll look to Scott.
I'm not a Garu, I'm kinfolk. But I'm Uktena, like Seeker.
She'll nod. Sebastian will look to Demi and say, you can ask Bailey as many questions as you want. He will be happy to answer them. You can ask us too, but
Scott's gonna look at Sebastian. I think I'm gonna take Seeker back to the house.
he'll nod. Okay. We'll see you back there.
You don't need me for this. Then he will head off and take Seeker back to the house.
And oh yeah, I didn't put Bailey up. There's too many
Right.
NPCs. I know there we go.
So many NPCs.
So many NPCs, but yeah,
And since Sebastian was gone, Avery was at the Cub House.
Oh man, when
Because that's the
Sebastian,
only other place outfitted for dealing with the chair.
yep, Sebastian will walk into the cup house with Samara and Demi, and as soon as he sees Avery, he tears up.
Yeah, she doesn't know he knows.
Mm-mm.
The only person she ever told was her mom, right before she went missing.
Yep, which I'm sure she fucking blames herself for.
Oh, yes. So she had no way of knowing that
Mm-mm. No,
he
she
had
didn't.
anything to do with it.
He doesn't say anything, but he goes over to Avery and he gives her a big hug.
But what is it, Poppy?
He bites his lip and he looks to her and swallows. I I just saw Garrett.
She kind of winces a little bit at that.
He, we had to get Samara's daughter out of there. He is her father. And he threw some things in my face that I didn't know about. I'm sorry.
She goes a
Avery.
little green.
I wish I'd known. I'm sorry.
I didn't want to tell you. I told Mommy and she went missing.
He nods. He did that. He had her taken by them. He confirmed that to me today. I had suspected, but he confirmed that he had her taken.
It was my fault.
No,
I shouldn't have
no,
told her.
no. It was not your fault. No. No. Do not blame yourself. You could not have known. Please, Avery.
But if I hadn't told her, she wouldn't have gone to confront him, and she wouldn't
And
have
he,
gone.
and he would have kept hurting you. Your mommy is a good mother. She did what was necessary, what she felt was necessary to protect you. I wish I had known. I don't blame you. I don't blame her. I blame him. And he's the only one that I will ever blame. And I will make him pay for what he's done.
I'm
I
assuming Bailey
promise.
is confused as fuck.
Oh, yeah. He is looking between them like, what in the fuck is going on? He, you might, when you get a chance, talk to Harmony. He did the same thing to her.
She bites her lip.
He wipes his eyes and he hugs Avery again. Te amo, Avery. kisses her forehead. He stands up and he looks to Bailey, and Bailey is looking at him, and Bailey says, "Okay, I I only apparently know so what was he can't even speak."
Avery just looks away. Maeve has put 2 and 2 together.
Garrett Douglas, his real name is Dmitry Chernov, was hurting his students, especially your sister and your cousin. And because Avi told your mommy about what he was doing, he's the one that had her taken by the vampires. Because I can only assume that he felt we would suffer more if she became essentially the enemy instead of just killing her. But Bailey takes a rage and he shakes.
Maeve moves over and wraps her arms around him.
We will make them pay. All of them. We will. And Bailey just nods and he looks to Avery.
She is looking at the floor.
Bailey moves over to Avery and gives her a hug. I'm sorry, Avi. We will
It's not
We
your
will make
fault.
him. I know. I'm your big brother.
Couldn't tell anyone except Mommy.
I know. And Mommy did what Mommy does.
She nods.
They need to go see her again soon. Sebastian kind of bites his lip. I need to go see her. And he looks down and looks back up at Samara. Bailey, we have a new cub for you. And he nods to Samara.
Samara kind of, urges Demi to come out from behind her.
Which she does reluctantly. Bailey will smile to her.
Bailey, this is my daughter.
Hi, I'm Demi. Um, I don't really know anything else except they tell me I'm a cub.
It's okay.
Bailey will nod.
She's met us.
Do you know what her deformity is?
I don't. We were separated not long after I gave birth to her.
Um, she looks to him. Daddy said that I couldn't be around Silver. He kept anything Silver locked in a safe.
She's also a Theurge.
He'll nod. Okay. So have the basics. I think I have a pretty good idea of what her deformity is. She has a hypersensitivity to silver, which is really good to know. Um, he looks to Demi. Do you want to stay here with the rest of the cubs, or do you want to go with your mom? I I don't know.
We're not very far away. If you want to spend time with the other cubs, that's okay.
I don't know.
You can stay with us for now and think about it.
She nods. She goes back over to Samara.
She just wraps her arms around her.
Bailey will look to Samara and he'll say, "Take her home for now. I think we're gonna have a lot to work through."
Trust me, I know.
I'll help as much as I can, but I know you're the best equipped for this.
She kind of tells Demi to stay there for a minute and pulls Bailey aside.
Demi does. Sebastian will hold an arm out for her and she'll cautiously go to him. And Bailey will go with Samara.
There's things you need to know.
He nods.
She all but confirmed that he was. She's clearly struggling to get the words out.
I can probably guess based upon what my father said about what he was doing to my sister and my cousin. I can only imagine what he was doing to his own daughter.
Considering he did the same thing to me, and I'm his twin sister.
Bailey takes a very deep breath. He can't even fathom doing that to his twin sister. He'll hug Samara. I'm so sorry.
There's going to be a lot that we need to break her of.
I'm going to assume that she has been very highly. She's been made to be very highly sexual.
I would guess so, yes.
I'm not sure, given her apparent age, that that's something that we can break.
No, probably not.
So she'll need a proper outlet. It kind of pains him to say it, but he is a good den parent and just trying to do what's best for his cub.
There's going to be a lot of conditioning.
Putting her with another Metis might be helpful, as much as it's still technically against the litany. There's absolutely no chance that they're going to produce a Metis, so
No, considering they're both sterile.
yep, exactly. And I don't think a kinfolk is going to be strong enough for her, unfortunately.
Probably not.
So putting her with another Metis might be a good idea, and I think I might know of one, actually.
She nods.
I'll talk to his mother when they come back from the raid. Well, his person who took him in. She's still his mother. She raised him from birth. Him and his twin sister.
But yes, I'm sure there's other things that I'll need to.
She's seems to still be in a bit of shock. She's probably going to become homesick very quickly. If you ever need a break, just let me know.
She nods. I should have never left her.
Did you have a choice?
I was in so much pain. When Sebastian and Dev found me,
You didn't
they
have a
found me
choice.
hours later.
He looks her in the eyes. You didn't have a choice. The choice was made for you. Your piece of shit twin took her and left you for dead. It's not your fault. And now we have a chance to undo the damage he did. It's not too late. She's still very young. I would say,
technically.
Which means she probably had her first change not all that long ago. I would say probably no more than 2 years ago.
She nods.
So, yes, there's going to be a lot to break, but it's going to be a lot easier to break than other cases.
Trust
I
me.
know it's. I know. I know it's harder because she's your daughter. I can't
Even
even.
even me, they had to do some fixing.
Yeah. She'll be alright. Just have a bit of work ahead.
I hope so.
I think what we have to worry about the most is him coming after her, which we'll be ready for. We're expecting it.
She nods.
Bailey will hug her tightly.
I'm gonna take her home
Yes, you should do that.
and get her settled before it gets too late.
He'll nod.
She moves over. She kind of smiles a little bit when she sees that Sebastian has his arm around her.
Sebastian will smile a little bit back to her. And when Demi sees Samara, she'll go back over to her.
Come on, we're gonna go home, okay?
Okay. Sebastian will hug Bailey and Avery again before he leaves with them.
And since they're going back to the house, unless you want to end it there.
Um, we can, unless you wanted to have a conversation between Scott and Seeker.
Oh, we can do that.
Here we go. Since they went back to first.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute.
They are. I mean, Scott's just cute anyway.
I know, he really is. Um, Seeker walks with Scott hand in hand.
Really got our work cut out for us on that one.
Yeah, we do. I think it's probably going to take all of us to help her.
Well, we'll just have to be here.
She smiles. Yeah, we will. Not that I would want to be anywhere else.
He wraps his arm around her.
She smiles and leans into him.
I'm glad we met.
Me too. Even though I literally tripped over you.
I mean, we both had a lot on our minds.
Yeah, we did. How are you feeling?
A lot better now.
Yeah.
with all of it, especially knowing that my sister's coming home.
Yeah. And Sebastian and Samara seemed okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough transition for all of us, I think.
She nods. She looks up to him.
A smile.
She'll kiss him gently.
Kind of smiles into it and pulls her into him.
She wraps her arms around him.
They should be back soon.
She
You want to head
nods.
over towards the gate?
Yeah. We should go over there and wait. It would be good.
He nods. He will wrap his arm around her again and head off towards the gate.
She'll smile and wrap her arm around him as well. And walk like that.
Which will lead us into the previous scene.
Yep. To end the scene.
I think so. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Unmask Orlando. We'll see you next time.